So I don't understand what I'm supposed to be mad about. That's all I'm saying. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be mad about. Because I'm supposed to hate Bungie for coming up with this really cool Christmas event and having a bunch of new cosmetics in it. And I'm supposed to be mad that they're locked behind a paywall, but I just bought one of those Christmas items that are locked behind a paywall for free. So I guess I didn't really buy it. I just used my in-game currency that I've been earning since October 24th and acquired it for free. Well, I guess I paid for the base game and the DLC, so I'm acquiring it like as part of the pack. Like I don't really know what's going on. Do you understand? Do you understand? I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why whenever I go on Reddit there are droves of people screaming about how evil Bungie and Activision are, how they're trying to steal our money, how they're trying to encourage us to spend extra money on the game, right? And before we continue, I'm not a corporate sympathizer, all right? Nobody's paying me to say this. Nobody's flying me anywhere to get early access to anything. I live in the Bronx. I don't make a lot of money at all. I am broke as fuck. So, do I wish things were less expensive? Hell yeah. Do I think Bungie's DLC is too expensive? Yes. It's worth $10. $20, they're fucking crazy. But I spent the $20 because I had the extra $20, so I said whatever. But it's too expensive. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. I'm supposed to be angry. I'm supposed to be outraged, but I don't feel that same outrage that everybody on the internet feels. You know, it's especially towards Bungie, right? The whole EA controversy thing, which I'm not really going to talk about, where they were locking Darth Vader behind 400 hours of grinding, that's asinine, right? But that's a whole nother story, and I don't want to talk about it because I didn't really read anything about it, and I don't really care. I'm so sick of the controversy. Because maybe it's nostalgia talking. Maybe I'm just full of shit. I remember there was a point in time when I used to just play video games with my boys, and sometimes I would go on the internet and read stuff about the game, but it never felt like I was reading a Harvey Weinstein level expose whenever I searched up Gears of War. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about like Gears of War 1, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, before they put on all the jump jets and everything. Back then it was just a game, and people played it and they say, "Ooh, this gun is cool. You should use XYZ on this map." Blah blah blah. Am I wrong in believing that it was a simpler time back like 10 years ago or something? Is it nostalgia talking? Somebody please, if you are enjoying this conversation, if you've made it this far, let me know if it feels like in the last 10 years, the conversations in gaming communities have shifted from people enjoying the game to the majority of people complaining about the game. And here's the thing. Here's another thing. I say here's the thing a lot, by the way. That I don't have a problem with people complaining about stuff, right? Because whenever I get on my high horse and I start talking about how I wish things were pure like they used to be back in the day, I feel like I'm trying to shut down complaints. Again, I feel like a corporate puppet, which I am not. But the thing is, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't complain. I'm not trying to say if you have an issue with the way something is balanced that you shouldn't talk about it on the forums. In fact, I think that's what the forums are good for. In fact, I love reading about balance. I love having conversations about the meta. I love trying to prove people wrong about the way things are supposed to be played and which weapons are optimal. But it's so very difficult to have those conversations when everyone is complaining about microtransactions. And it's just dull, and it gets on my nerves. It's, "Oh, well, Rob, you should just not read them." Well, it's kind of hard when the entire front page of the Destiny 2 Reddit is "The Dawning sucks. This is the worst thing that has ever happened to Destiny." Let me go there right. I'm gonna go on there right now and read some of the top posts, the headings, the titles for some of the top posts on the Destiny the game Reddit right now. All right. Bungie's latest Destiny 2 event is pure greed, even by low loot box standards. Jim Sterling on the Dawning. Bungie continuously beats its player base to a pulp. I remember when I used to check this sub daily to see if any new secrets had been discovered. Now I check it daily to find out what new way Bungie has devised to anger the community. Bungie, DLCs and the quality of life aren't killing the game. Eververse is. Datto's thoughts on the Dawning event. Bungie, you have plans for DLC 2 already? Here's a suggestion. Push it back. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand the problem that I'm having right now? Do you understand that I legitimately cannot get involved with a gaming community in any positive way because there is no positivity within a gaming community anymore? It's gross. Actually, no. I'm being hyperbolic. Let me take that back. If I go to /r/Destiny2, that Reddit is a bit more happy, kind of. It's been getting a little sour lately. But do you understand what I'm saying? Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. Does it make sense that I'm just a guy? I live a pretty mediocre life, if I'm being totally honest. And I play video games because I love them. I've always loved video games since I was a little boy on my Sega Genesis and my Super Nintendo and my Dreamcast and my GameCube and my PS1 and my PS2 and my Xbox 360 and my floppy disk Blake Stone Aliens of Gold is the best game ever. But I play video games for fun and as an escape. They bring a serious amount of joy to my life. That's why pretty much all of the videos that I make are positive, right? I want to say that I've never said anything hateful about a game. I've had opinions about games. I remember when Lawbreakers was coming out. I thought the game was pretty mediocre, and I said I thought the game was pretty mediocre, and I listed my reasons why. But I want to say that I've never been like overly hateful about anything. I've never tried to stir the pot of controversy. But understand in that same breath, I'm not a corporate lapdog, right? Destiny 2's DLCs are too expensive. Loot boxes are an awful system, and they should be removed from every game. If there are cosmetic items that companies want to sell, they should sell those cosmetic items outright instead of putting them in a mystery box. Because again, you're not going to Walmart to buy a mystery box. Oh, I want a new pair of underwear and some eggs for breakfast. Pff, basketball. Like, it's a terrible system. It's gambling, and it is preying on the lowest common denominator. It is preying on people with little impulse control. And not to insult anyone that's bought a loot box, but if you've bought a loot box, you're kind of stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not taking it back. I'm not gonna apologize for that. Even though I just did, but the point is, there are things wrong with the gaming industry, and that it's a fact. But there's so much right with it. There's so much good in all of these games, right? Destiny 2, the story's kind of crappy. I'll be totally honest about that. But it's a fun game. It's just a fun. It's not winning any awards for Shakespeare level stuff, but it's a fun little game. And you know, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I feel like I've made a point. So, with all of that said, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you can make sense of everything I just rambled about for about 10 minutes or so, if you can kind of piece together the hypothesis, the beginning, middle, and end to this whole conversation, if you can figure out what I just talked about and you have any sort of rebuttal, any sort of feelings about what was just discussed today, then feel free to put it in the comments and let me know how you feel about it. You know, how do you feel about Eververse? How do you feel about loot boxes? How do you feel about Bungie and their loot box system? Because again, their loot box system, it's one of the most fair loot box systems that exist. Again, they should sell specific items, not a loot box. But they give you the option to purchase everything that is for sale for real life money for free via in-game currency. They also periodically give you loot boxes for free just from playing the game throughout the week. I have gotten so many cosmetic items that other people have spent hundreds of dollars on loot boxes for in Destiny 2 without spending a freaking penny. So that seems like it's almost like the best of both worlds, right? You've got the evil loot box system. Mwahaha, will you have the item you want or will you not? And you also have free stuff. So, yeah, let me know what you think. This has been talking about microtransactions. Thank you for watching, if you have been watching. Thank you for listening, if you've been listening. And I'll see you next time.